After years of watching slot players, good people, who are always having fun and growing their money, I've noticed something interesting. They all avoid the same 7 types of machines. Not because they're superstitious, but because they know something that most players don't. And before you think it's about beating the system or some gambling secret, it's not. It's about playing smart, so your entertainment dollar lasts longer and you have more fun. Casinos have designed some machines to be attractive, exciting, and irresistible. But experienced players follow them exactly. Why? Because they understand something about how these machines work that changes everything. Today, I'm going to show you which 7 types of slot machines the pros avoid, and more importantly, why. By the end of this video, you'll know how to spot these machines from the casino floor, and you'll understand the simple math that makes all the difference. It's not about being afraid to play. It's about being informed so you can make better choices and have more fun with your money. Let's dive in. Machine type number 1, airport and convenience store slots. Let's start with the machines that even casual players have heard the warning about: airport slots and convenience store machines. Here's what most people don't know. They're not a bit worse than casino slots. The difference is dramatic, and the math will surprise you. When you're in a major casino, slot machines typically return between 90% and 97% of what's put into them over time. It's called RTP, or return to player. This is the percentage that comes back to all players over thousands and thousands of spins. But here's where it gets interesting. Airport slots typically offer a lower return on player rate than their casino-based counterparts. Why? Because they have a captive audience. You're waiting for a flight, you've got time to kill, and there aren't any other casinos nearby to compete with. Think about it from a business perspective. A casino on the Las Vegas Strip has to compete with dozens of other casinos within walking distance. If their slots are too tight, players will go next door. But in an airport, you can't go to another airport at all. I spoke to a retired slot attendant who worked at both airport locations and large casinos. He told me something that opened my eyes, but I'll share that story in just a minute when we talk about progressive jackpots. The same logic applies to convenience stores, gas stations, and bars. These are not gambling destination venues. They are a gamble of continuity. You are there for something else: cigarettes, gas, a drink, and the machine is just sitting there tempting you. Now, does that mean you will never win on these machines? Not at all. Someone wins every day, but your entertainment dollar won't last long, and that's what smart players care about. Pro player move. If you're at the airport with 30 minutes to catch your flight, seasoned players skip the slots and grab a nice meal or magazine instead. Save your gambling budget for real casinos where the competition keeps the payout rate better. Let me know in the comments. Have you ever played airport or bar slots just to pass the time? And did you notice how quickly your money disappeared? Machine type number 2, progressive jackpot machines. Now we move on to a controversial one: progressive jackpot machines. These are the ones with the big digital displays that show jackpots climbing into the millions or even tens of millions. Before you think I'm saying never play this, wait. There's more to this story, and understanding it will change the way you think about these machines entirely. Progressive jackpots work by taking a small percentage of each bet from each player and adding it to a growing jackpot. Sounds great, right? Someone is going to win that amount eventually. But here's what the flashing lights don't tell you. Because of the additional contribution to the jackpot funds, progressive slots tend to have a slightly lower percentage of players. In other words, to make that big jackpot, the machine has to pay out less on regular spins. Let me put it in real terms. Say you have $100 to play today. On a regular slot machine with a 95% RTP, you might get enough spins and small wins to play for 2 or 3 hours. On a progressive jackpot machine with a 92% RTP, that same $100 might only last you an hour and a half. Now, here's where it gets really interesting, and that's what this slot attendant told me. The bigger the jackpot, the smaller the chances of winning. It's not like the lottery where the big prizes are due. The math doesn't work that way. So, should you never play progressive jackpots? That's my honest answer. If that big jackpot is what makes gambling exciting for you, and you think you're paying for that dream with a lower regular payout, then play it and enjoy it. There's nothing wrong with that choice once you make it with your eyes open. But experienced players who want their money to last longer stick to regular machines because they know they get more playtime for their dollar. Would you rather chase $1 million jackpot or double your playtime on a smaller machine? Pro player move. If you love progressives, standalone progressives offer better odds with smaller jackpots, while wide-area progressives offer much higher winning potential, albeit with lower odds. Smaller standalone progressives are a better compromise. You get the excitement of a growing jackpot without sacrificing much on regular spins. Machine type number 3, the machines right by the casino entrance. Let's talk about location. Location, because where a machine sits in the casino tells you a lot about its program. Walk into any large casino and you'll see rows of shiny, exciting-looking machines right near the entrance. They're loud, they're bright, and they seem to be paying out constantly. But experienced players follow them right behind. Why? Because these machines are designed to be attractive to people who are just passing by. Think about casino strategy for a moment. They want people to hear the slot machines paying out as they walk through the lobby or shopping areas. It creates excitement, draws people in, makes them think, wow, people are winning here. But here's the thing. Those machines near the entrances and high-traffic areas don't have to pay out as much overall because they constantly playing from passers-by. They're not competing for loyal players. They're catching continuity players. A casino host once told me something off the record, and it changed how I look at slot machine placement forever. The machines that pay out the best, the machines with the best RTPs are usually placed deep in the casino and quieter areas where they need to attract and keep regular players. Think about it. If you're a casino, you want your regular players to feel like they're getting a good deal. So, you put the better machines in the areas where the regulars like to play. Now, I'm not saying you should only play in the dark corners of the casino, but understanding this geography helps you make better choices. When you walk into a casino, do you go for the flashy machines near the entrance, or do you head straight for the quieter back areas? Let me know in the comments. Pro player move. Walk past those interior machines. Go deeper into the casino where it's a little quieter. Those machines are in the less flashy areas. That's where experienced players often find the better value. Look for the areas where you see the regulars, the locals who know the casino well. They've usually figured out where the better machines are. Machine type number 4, branded and licensed theme machines. Have you seen those amazing slot machines that are themed after famous TV shows, movies, or music stars? They look incredible, they look amazing, and they are incredibly attractive. But here's something that most players don't realize. Someone has to pay these licensing fees, and it's not the casino that eats up that cost. Let me explain how it works. When a slot machine manufacturer wants to create a game based on a famous brand, let's say a famous TV show or music legend, they have to pay a substantial licensing fee to use that intellectual property. We're talking millions of dollars in many cases. That money has to come from somewhere. And where does it come from? RTP, return to player percentage. These branded machines often have slightly lower payout rates to cover those expensive licensing fees. Now, the difference may only be a few percentage points, but over the course of hours of play, it adds up. You might be looking at a 92% RTP on a branded machine and 95% on a similar non-branded machine. I have a friend who has been playing slots for 25 years. He calls these fancy tax machines. You're paying extra for the fancy theme and interesting graphics. Does that mean they're bad machines? Not at all. If you like that TV show or that music and theme make the experience more enjoyable for you, then it's totally worth it. Entertainment value is important. But if your goal is to keep your money as long as possible, experienced players often skip the big-name branded machines and look for quality non-branded games that don't require paying a licensing fee. Honestly, have you ever picked up a slot just because it featured your favorite TV show or musician? Pro player move. If you really want to try out this branded machine because it sounds fun, set aside a small portion of your budget just for it. Maybe $20 or $30. Enjoy the theme, have fun with it, but do most of your serious play on machines without the celebrity search charge. Machine type number 5, penny slots. Despite what you might think, it now surprises a lot of people. Penny slots seem like the perfect choice. Low risk, right? You can play forever on a small budget, can't you? Absolutely not. And here's why. Experienced players are often wary of them. First, let's talk about how modern penny slots actually work. They're called penny slots, but you rarely bet just one penny. Most penny slots require you to bet on multiple lines, often 25, 50, even 100 lines at once. So, what seems like a small bet is actually a lot bigger than you think. You sit down thinking that I am only going to play 1 penny per line on 50 lines. That's only 50 cents per spin. But then you realize that the game requires 2 credits per line. So now you're betting $1 per spin. These aren't penny slots. These are dollar slots disguised as penny slots. Let me share a real-life example from someone I know. My neighbor loved penny slots. She sat down with $50 thinking that she would play for hours. She was worried about why her money was disappearing so quickly. When we looked at the machine together, she was actually betting $2 per spin without realizing it. At that rate, $50 only gives you 20 spins if you don't win anything back. But here's another problem with penny slots. Penny and nickel slots offer a lower payout percentage than higher-priced machines. Why? Because casinos know they get massive volume on penny slots. People play them constantly. The machines are always busy, so the casino can keep the RTP a little lower and still keep them full of players. Now, compare that to dollar or $5 slots. These machines need to be more competitive because players are more selective. They pay out a better percentage to attract and keep players. What is the smallest bet that brought you a big win? And did it come from a penny slot or something else? Pro player move. If you prefer a lower risk game, consider quarter slots or 50-cent slots instead of pennies. The bet per spin is still manageable, but the RTP is often better. And always check what your actual bet per spin is before you start playing. The Bet Max button can be dangerous if you don't know what you're actually betting. Machine type number 6, the hot machine that just paid out. It's more about the player's psychology than the machine itself, but it's so important that experienced players never fall prey to it. You're walking through the casino and you see someone hit the jackpot. They take out the cash, leave the machine, and you think, that machine is hot. I should keep it going. Stop right there. This is one of the most common mistakes I see, and it's based on a complete misunderstanding of how slot machines work. Here's the truth. Slot machines use something called a random number generator, or RNG. Every single machine that was played remembers the exact number of spins or spins it made in the previous spin. It just paid out. Thinking a machine is hot or that it's hot is called a gambler's fallacy. The machine has no memory. It doesn't get hot or cold. Each spin has the exact same odds as the previous spin and the next spin. I saw this play last month. A gentleman won a nice $800 on the machine. He got out and left. Immediately, 3 people ran to play that machine, thinking I had played it for about 20 minutes. Put in $100 and that machine was lucky all at once. The RNG doesn't care if you believe in hot machines or what you think. Each spin is chosen based on factors you like, comfortable settings, based on what experienced players know they do over time. You may not understand that this is the last thing, but it is so important that you can play at the worst slot machine where you see and understand how it works, what it means, how the payouts are calculated, and that's the best thing about it. Make good decisions. They have multiple levels of bonus rounds, free spins, multipliers, and sometimes progressive features. If you don't understand what you want, let me tell you about it. She was betting the minimum amount, and I had seen her play the bonus round better in 30 minutes, so she was disappointed thinking that how they wanted to play. Any real money. They watch someone else play, or they explain how bonus features work, or they are not ashamed to learn before playing. You do not mean that you should be different. This means that when you see a machine that looks interesting, press its information or help button and see what you are playing and help you make better betting decisions. Versus. Now, let us talk for a moment that this is not about being afraid of some machines that any machine in any casino can play. You know that your money cannot last long with your favorite TV show. Entertainment first. You are paying for fun, excitement, and a good time. This means that you are a smart player and understand that the prices of the machines you go to have increased. Slots that are not really money. Hot machines don't chase. Every spin is random. Never play a machine you don't understand. But here's what I want you to remember most. These are not rules. They are guidelines. If playing that TV-themed progressive jackpot penny slot at the casino door makes you happy, then play it and enjoy every minute of it. The goal is to have fun, not follow someone else's rules. The difference is that now you're making an informed choice. You know what you're getting into and you're okay with it. It's a smart play. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these surprised you the most? Have you been playing any of these machines without understanding what made them different? Leave your thoughts in the comments. I read every one, and I love hearing your experiences. And if you found this helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. See you on Slots Maybe Airport, but no.